throw some extra pressure on him when he gets it down low. But he's a big body, very experienced kid, and has had success. So he's going to be highly confident. We just got to have determination to make it difficult for him.
You defended the three-point line remarkably well for a zone team so far this season. Lead the league and are top 25 in the country in three-point field goal percentage defense. You've often talked about playing the percentages. Have they just gone your way so far this season, or is this a byproduct of your team's understanding of the zone?
I think it's both. We do try to play a percentage-based game on the defensive side, but then we have guys that fit what we do schematically, have good length, really make a big deal out of contesting shots. So we're honoring what we say we're going to do on the defensive side, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. You've rebounded the ball at an otherworldly rate. 4 of your last 5 games, you've out-rebounded your foe by double digits, and as a result are top 10 in the country in that regard. Limestone is toward the bottom of the nation in rebounding margin at minus 10.3 a game. They've been out-rebounded by double digits 4 times this season. How do you keep emphasis on glass work against the Saints?
Well, just that. We keep emphasizing it. We keep on explaining and showing the value in it. But then you got to have some leadership from players. So you've got a guy like a Rendire who's just a defensive and offensive rebounding machine, and he sort of sets a tone for our team. So it's a big point of emphasis for us. We just got to keep on keeping on, so to speak.
You talk about Ren. 4 double-doubles already this year. He's got 11 for his career and kind of is sniffing that Sean Jones-type territory for career double-doubles. He bypassed Charles Clark for career double-doubles on Friday night against Columbus State. I know you've always been taken with his capabilities and the quality of his game, and the fact that he's doing this probably isn't a surprise. I guess how refreshing is it to see after a down year last year where he battled through illness, injuries, and just about every piece of adversity that a player could go through in a year?
I'm just happy that he's here. I'm happy that he's been able to demonstrate what he's capable of doing. And he and I talk about this. He was really, really frustrated last year with everything he had to face, but it's made him appreciate this moment much more. And he's very much in the moment here, being very present and doing what we're asking in terms of defense and rebounding. And sort of, as you see, he's sort of the standard. We always joke about that. He's sort of the standard when it comes to those parts of the game for our team.
While defense and rebounding have been off the charts this season, in your 2 losses, you've been ball control plagued. 20 turnovers against Lees McRae in the season opening loss, 19 turnovers against Columbus State in your loss Friday. What's it take to cut down on those for a team that clearly is capable, and it's 5 wins this year?
Just individual responsibility. We talk about it to our guys. Like, let's individually, you all have different strengths and weaknesses, and you have different tendencies when it comes to turnovers. So let's make sure you're real clear individually on what it is that you do that puts yourself in trouble, and let's make sure that we're mindful and then stay away from those situations. And that becomes a matter of self-discipline and self-awareness. And our guys being told what to do? Yes. Are they wanting to do what they're asked? Yes. We just got to now literally pull it off, and do it. And I'm confident we will.
All right, Chuck Benson, pleasure as always. Good luck tonight against the Saints.
Thanks, Cav.
It's Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Starting lineups, keys to the game. Those come your way when the AEC countdown to tip-off comes back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Decades ago, your local electric co-op was formed to make sure everyone who needed electricity had it. And as time went on, as our communities continued to grow, so did the need for electricity. And time again, we've made certain that need has been met. Today, we're still doing everything in our power to keep affordable, reliable electricity flowing. It was our purpose then, it's our purpose now, and that'll never change.
AEC, your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Don't go anywhere. Tip-off is next.
Tripp Davis, marvelous, with the hands on one end and the guile to finish on the other.
More CN memories are headed your way on the Eagles Sports Network. Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency, 423-586-4320, or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
This fires the three, and
is Carson-Newman men's basketball on the Eagles Sports Network.
Buzzer and ball game. Carson-Newman reigns over the Royals. The Eagles take home the 2021 Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Men's Basketball Championship.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Appalachian Electric Cooperative, Domino's, Aramark, by ShopCNEagles.com, The Eagle Club, the Bible Insurance Agency, by Pepsi, by Magaha Electric, Inner Digital, by Food City, Trilite, Quality Sweets of Morristown, and by Lisa's Country Kitchen.
Now back to the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier.
All right, back courtside here at the Timken Center as Carson-Newman and Limestone set to square off for the ninth time all-time. Eagles lead the all-time leisure 5-3, and Carson-Newman trying to do something that it hasn't done but once this century, and that's win 6 consecutive games on the road. Stretch that dates back to early February of last season, and a 24-point loss at Queens. Eagles have rattled off 5 consecutive road wins, tied for the 10th longest active streak in the country. Starting fives go like this. First, for the home-standing Saints, it's a unit that is somewhat familiar to Carson-Newman, at least from a year ago. 4 of the guys in the starting 5 started last year. They are a guard and Isaiah Owens, 6'3" sophomore out of Inman, South Carolina, by way of High Point Academy. He averaged 12 points a game last year against Carson-Newman. He's joined in the backcourt by Aiden Hickman, a 6'4" sophomore from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Went for 6 on 2 threes in the meeting here in the Timken Center last year, but was held scoreless in Holt. The forwards are Richard Nunez. He's the reigning sack player of the week, averaging 13 points, 5.4 rebounds per game. Shot 75% from the field last season against Carson-Newman. And Ben Gowler out of Nuremberg, Germany, 11.3 points, 5.3 rebounds per game. Had 20 here in the meeting inside of the Timken Center last season for Limestone. The newcomer to the lineup is Zeb Graham. 13 points a night. He's tied with Richard Nunez for the team high in scoring. Transfer out of Presbyterian College, a senior, 6'1", $175 from Nation Ford, South Carolina. The lights are out here inside of the Timken Center as Limestone's starting 5 is introduced to the crowd. Carson-Newman is huddled up. Its starting 5 has already been presented, and it consists of the same starters that the Eagles have utilized in pretty much every game this season. In fact, the 7th straight game that Carson-Newman has trotted out this starting 5, and it's the unit of Tyler Bowens, Monty Joe Hall, Luke Brennigan, Ren Dyer, and Bryant Thomas. Dyer, reigning Tennessee Sports Writers Association State Player of the Week after back-to-back double-doubles last week for Dyer. Eagles out in the road, blues, blue tops, blue shorts, orange numerals trimmed in white for Carson-Newman. Limestone in the home whites, white tops, white shorts, blue numbers trimmed in gold for the Saints with yellow stripes up and down the sides of Limestone's uniforms. It is toasty here inside of the Timken Center, and a good crowd on hand. Limestone hasn't sent the students packing. Finals still very much in the offing here in Gaffney, and a good crowd here inside of the Timken Center to watch Carson-Newman and Limestone get it on. Thomas versus Nunez for the jump. And we are set for basketball from here inside the Timken Center. The official lobs it up. Thomas knocks it into the back court. Tyler Bowens collects, and the Eagles move left to right with the rock to open up this contest. And some clock issues here in the early going. Officials will chat about it. And they say put 25 on the shot clock. All right, we're set for basketball. Brennigan across the timeline and over to Dyer, left wing. Eagles face off against man-to-man defense to start this game from the Saints. Joe Hall, left side, accelerates to the baseline, feeds Thomas middle of the lane, turns, right hand, leans in, falling to his right and whistles it in off the window over top of Richard Nunez. First points go Carson-Newman's way, 2-0. 27 seconds into the contest. Saints bring it from right to left. Nunez at the head of the key. Around the horn it goes into the right corner for Gallert, probing for space against the Eagles zone. 5 out for Limestone. Nobody in the paint for the Saints. 7 on the shot clock. Left wing, a triple on the way. Aiden Hickman converts. Made 2 threes inside of the Timken Center last year against the Eagles, and he gives the Saints the lead here. 3-2, 55 seconds into the contest. Eagles front court. Joe Hall right baseline. Fall away. Jay won't fall. Right iron. Out of the fray comes Graham with the board. Saints on the hop to the offensive end. 5 out again for Limestone against the Eagles matchup zone. Nunez at the head of the key. Flicks it to Gallard in the right corner. Drives, dishes. Nunez cutting, middle of the lane. Finger rolls it home. 5 in a row for the Saints to take a 5-2 lead. 18:34 to play in the first half. Eagles bring it from left to right in the navy blue road jerseys. Dyer, right wing with the rock. Ball held at his waist. Feeds Joe Hall at the head of the key. Around to Brennigan, left wing. Drop it off Bowens, left of the lane. Gallert matches up on him. Bowens underneath the basket. Kick out, extra pass. Dyer, right corner. Wide open 3 is strong. Graham collects the backside rebound. Dyer just 1 for 11 in his career from deep against the Saints. Limestone the other way. Hickman corner 3 won't drop. Joe Hall raises up to grab the rebound. And the Eagles range left to right with it. Thomas at the head of the key. Floats it over to Brennigan, right wing. Brennigan accelerates the right block. Turns, pivots, passes. Thomas head of the key. Slip it Joe Hall, left corner. Catch 3 ball on the way. Joe Hall rattles it home. All square at 5 apiece. 17:43 to play in the first half. Monty Joe Hall stops a 100-second scoring drought for the Eagles. And the Saints get it onto their offensive end. Nunez over to Hickman, into the left corner. Graham, a 3 ball, snaps the strings. Zeb Graham, a 39% shooter, left open for a split second, and he buries the tray. 8-5, Saints up, 17:20 to play first half. Eagles work left to right with it. Dyer, left wing. Hickman guards in man-to-man. Dyer drives in on him, gets it to the right elbow for Bowens. Bowens spins in, and a delayed whistle as Gallert was on his keister. That whistle blows 4 seconds after Gallert was on his bum. Bowens gets called for the offensive foul, his first, the first on the Eagles, and the first turnover of the day for either team. Limestone can extend an 8-5 lead on this possession. 17:04 to play in the opening stanza. Limestone's come out and made 2 of its first 3 threes, 3 of its first 4 shots. Owens up top, Nunez drives in on Brennigan, spins around, mismatch on the smaller Brennigan, feeds it out, head of the key. Owens a catch 3, won't go down. Gallup tips the rebound over to the right corner. Graham fires up a second chance triple. That won't fall off the front iron. Bowens yanks down the rebound left block, and the Eagles push it left to right. A 3 ties it with 16:36 to play in the first half. Dyer down inside, tips a pass out to Joe Hall, right wing. Joe Hall picked up tightly by Hickman, knifes inside, gets it to Dyer in the left corner. Dyer twirls around, drives baseline, drop it off middle of the lane. Bowens, Nunez tips it up, Owens takes it away. Owens in transition, down to the right block, shot rejected from behind by Thomas, loose ball left of the lane. Dyer and a Saint jostling for it, and the Saint gets called for the foul. So charge the foul to whom? Did not hear or see who the foul was charged to. So Limestone has its first personal. Foul was on Zeb Graham, his first. Eagles with it, front court of 3 ties it. Dyer, right wing. Drive, dish, Thomas, right wing. Sags off of him, shoots the 3. And a whistle and an offensive foul charged to Ren Dyer away from the ball on the rebound. His first, team second. Brings us to a break in the action. 15:54 to go in the first half. Limestone has the opening edge. 8-5, but neither team has scored in 90 seconds. We return to the Timken Center. Saints up early here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
Offense has come in fits and starts here inside of the Timken Center, where Limestone has an 8-5 lead with 15:54 to play in the opening stanza. Saints on top, and with the ball onto the offensive end. Isaiah Owens up to the head of the key for Graham. Over to the right point, Greg McKay. Around the horn it goes, right corner with 10 to shoot for Gallert. Shuffle it back to the left point, Graham. 5 on the shot clock. Owens drives right side of the lane, stops, bounce pass. McKay, reverse layup won't go down, but a whistle and a foul, and charge this to whom? To Ben Beeker. His first, team's third. And Greg McKay, who's 14 of 17 at the line, heads to the stripe trying to stop a 2-minute scoring drought for the Saints, and he does, rattling home the first. Largest lead of the day here in the early going for either side. 9-4 in favor of Limestone. 9-5, pardon me. Eagles bring it left to right. Brennigan, left wing, down the left side of the lane, gets underneath the basket, and steps out of bounds. So a Luke Brennigan turnover, the third of the day for Carson-Newman. And the Saints will try to take advantage. Eagles haven't scored in 2.5 minutes. The last time the Eagles played in the Timken Center, they went 6 minutes in the first half without a bucket and gave up a 12-point lead. Gallert, left short corner, takes the 17-foot-2, air balls it. Dyer rises up to rip down his second rebound on the left block. Eagles onto the offensive end. Zhao, left wing, over to Brennigan in the left corner. Brennigan motions with his right hand, lobs to Beaker, left block. Beaker faces the basket on Gallert. 2 right-hand dribbles, stops, lobs a pass that's tipped into the Limestone bench by Isaiah Owens and stays with Carson-Newman. Eagle fans, AEC is your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. It's service you can trust and value you can depend on. Powering Mossy Creek, where AEC, member-owned and service-driven. Inbounds comes to Jean Zhao. Can't get the bunny to go left side of the lane. Ben Beaker cleans up the mess and dumps it in from the right side. Stops a 3-minute scoring drought for the Eagles. Limestone could only get the lead out to 4, though. 9-7, Carson-Newman, 14:22 to play in the first half. Saints with it front court. 5 out again for Limestone against the Eagles zone. Gallert, left baseline drive, lost the handle on it, out of bounds. Limestone's first turnover of the day, and the ball back to Carson-Newman. Hey, Eagle fans, Domino's is the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles, so when you're hungry, reach for Domino's. Get a large one-topping pie for $5.99 with your Carson-Newman ID. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles. Well, Carson-Newman's shooting 50% from the field, but the Eagles have turned it over 4 times here in the early going. They've got the ball front court. Dyer, left corner. Pump fakes the 3, drives inside, gets it to Beaker, left block. Beaker dumps it in from the left with the left hand. 4 in a row for Ben Beaker, and the Eagles tied at 9. 9-9 ball game, 13:48 to play in the first half. Saints move it from right to left. Right short corner, Gallert. Bowls over Ben Beaker. Beaker was shuffling, hit the deck, and gets called for the blocking foul. Second personal on Ben Beaker. 4th team foul on Carson-Newman, and that brings Bryant Thomas back up off the bench. Tyler Bowens, Jamie P. out with towels to mop up the perspiration, and there's going to be a lot of that here inside of the Timken Center today. It is, in a word, toasty. I do my typical suit with the T-shirt thing, and that has proved to be a godsend today. You toss the suit jacket, and it's straight T-shirt tonight. That's how toasty it is here inside of the Timken Center, with a good crowd on hand. 20 on the shot clock for the Saints. Graham triggers right baseline into Hickman in the right corner. Floats it out to the head of the key for Laird. Zach Laird right around a Gallert screen. Feeds Gallert head of the key. Back around the horn it goes. 5 out for the Saints. Thomas deflects it out of bounds in the left corner. It stays with Limestone with 12 to shoot. Limestone had the hot hand early. 3 of 9 from the field now, though. They've taken advantage of Carson-Newman turnovers to maintain a lead. Tied right now, though. 8 on the shot clock. Right corner, Gallert, baseline drive, drops it off Hickman, right block. Off the window, nothing else. McElhaney cleans up the glass underneath the rim. Ahead to Dyer, drop it off Thomas, left block. 1 dribble, stripped from behind by Graham. His heels on the baseline, though, and it stays with Carson-Newman, 24 to shoot. Hey, Eagle fans, Lisa's Country Kitchen serves the best home-cooked meals that the Lakeway region has to offer. Lisa's Country Kitchen, the official restaurant of the Carson-Newman Eagles. Dyer triggers into Zhao in the left corner. Back to Dyer, left elbow, fade away, 15-footer, airballed. Laird, the backside board right block. Laird bounces it up the right sideline to Greg McKay. Eagles looking for another stop defensively in this 9-9 ball game, 7 minutes into the first half. Saints haven't scored in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. They're one of their last 8 from the field after starting 2 of 3. Left corner, Graham, 9 to shoot, bounces to Hickman up top. Back to Graham left wing. 4-3, head of the key, 10-foot line on the volleyball court. A 30-foot 3, and Hickman hits it from way out with the shot clock at 1. Stops a 2.5-minute scoring drought for the Saints and puts them up 12-9 with 12:28 to play first half. Eagles the other way. Brennigan, a deep 3 from the left wing, answers. Brennigan pulls up for the 25-footer and ties it at 12. 12:15 to play in the first half. Saints bring it right to left in the home whites with blue numerals. 5 out still for Kyle Perry's group. Right corner, McKay. Out to the head of the key and a bounce for Gallert. 12 and 11, back around left corner. Graham pumps, drives the baseline, can't get the layup to go. McElhaney seals off Gallert for the rebound left block. Eagles push it left to right. Brennigan stops and gets it to McElhaney at the head of the key. Back to Brennigan, right wing. Motions with his left hand and dribbles to the right baseline. Flips it up Thomas. Thomas, spin move, right block, right hand, hook. Thomas knocks it down. 5-0 run for Carson-Newman. Eagles lead it 14-12. 11:30 to play in the first half. Eagles 55% from the field. The 4 turnovers marring things here in the early going, although Carson-Newman's played turnover-free here of late. Saints with it front court. Gallert, left baseline, drives inside on McElhaney, lowers the shoulder. McElhaney takes a tumble, and he'll draw the charge to bring us to a break in the action. 11:18 to go in the first half. Carson-Newman has scored 5 straight to take a 14-12 lead on Limestone. We're back to Gaffney after these messages on the Eagles Sports Network.
I get my power from my co-op so I can put my energy into my family.
Into waking up the neighborhood. Latte for Christine.
I get my power from the co-op so I can put my energy into planting seed for a brighter future.
Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, power to your community, for your community, so your energy can go into the things that matter most to you.
My 69 Camaro.
Who powers you?
AEC, the right call for your energy needs. Let us help you score success.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
11:18 to go in the first half. Carson-Newman has scored 5 straight to snag a 14-12 lead on Limestone. Eagles shooting 60% from the field, while Limestone, after a 2 of 3 start from the field, has made 2 of its last 9 shots. Bowens, Joe Hall, Bridgewater, Zhao, Thomas on the floor for Carson-Newman. Limestone counters with Nunez, Priester, Laird, McKay, and Owens. Joe Hall at the head of the key, fires up a catch 3, glazes off the front iron. Thomas tried to save in the rebound. Did loop it in, but his feet were on the baseline. And it's Limestone ball. Personal foul before the break on the charge was on Ben Gallert for the Saints, just for the record, his first and the team's second. Saints trying to stop a 100-second scoring drought on this possession. Owens, baseline drive, went for the reverse layup, airmailed it. Bryant Thomas didn't block it, but he certainly altered the shot. And Bridgewater out of the fray with the rebound. Eagles fly up the floor, get it to Zhao, right corner. Catch 3 won't go down. Bridgewater an offensive rebound. Goes up to stick it back in, but McKay swats it out of bounds, and it stays with Carson-Newman with 19 to shoot. They give the ball out of bounds to Carson-Newman, left of the hoop. Bridgewater to inbound. Goes Zhao left corner, pump fakes a 3, steps inside the arc, dribbles to the free throw line, leaps, passes, deflected by McKay, taken away by Owens. Limestone on the hop. Laird, right corner, catch 3 ball, knocks it down. Zach Laird hit 5 of those in the meeting in Holt last year. He gets open in transition and cans one there. Fourth made 3 of the first half for Limestone. They're up 15-14 with 10-10 to play in the first half. Eagles with it front court. Bridgewater. High-low action to Thomas left block. Thomas spins, draws the double team, kicks it back out Bridgewater left corner. 10 on the shot clock. Feed Bowens at the free throw line. Cuts down to the left block, shot up, missed it. Loose ball, Bridgewater for Thomas, middle of the lane, right hand, feathers it home. 8 feet out over top of the sack logo. Bryant Thomas with the flip. 16-15, Eagles by 1, 9:40 to play in the first half. Back and forth we go here inside of the Timken Center. 3 ties, 3 lead changes early. Nunez, reigning sack player of the week, shuffles it off into the left corner. Owens, a baseline drive. Bounce pass across the baseline for a McKay long 2 right side, and McKay cans it. Greg McKay puts Limestone back in front, 17-16. Eagles the other way. Joe Hall all the way to the cup, and he lays it in with the left hand from the right side. 18-17, Eagles leading. 9:06 to play first half. Back and forth we go. Sixth lead change of this contest. The Saints with it on the offensive end. Right wing for Priester. Sit to McKay, right baseline, dribbles inside and dribbles it out of bounds. Stays with the Saints. Joshua Butts enters. Bryant Thomas a breather. Quality Suites of Morristown is the preferred hotel choice of the Carson-Newman Eagles. Located just 10 miles from campus, Quality Suites of Morristown is the perfect place to stay when you're traveling to watch the Eagles play. Call 423-585-4000 and ask for the Carson-Newman rate. That's 423-585-4000. Nunez right side of the lane, air balls a shot over top of Josh Butts. Not sure that Butts got a piece, but great defense by Josh Butts. It results in Carson-Newman ball. 18-17, Eagles leading, 8:42 to play first half. Joe Hall, Bowens, Butts, Zhao, Bridgewater for Carson-Newman. Joe Hall, left wing, low bounce to Butts, left of the lane. Back to the basket on Galler. Back to Joe Hall, left wing. Joe Hall around a Butts screen, curls to the baseline, stops left block, up and under move. Joe Hall gets hammered, hits the deck, and draws a foul. 2 free throws for Monty Joe Hall after the personal on Jordan Priester. First on him, third on the Saints. And 2 free throws as a result for Monty Joe Hall. Chance to give Carson-Newman its biggest lead of the day. Neither team has led by more than 4 in this one. And Joe Hall connects on the first freebie. A 5-0 run for Carson-Newman. That's been the lone spurt of the day as Joe Hall goes 2 for 2. And he gives the Eagles a 20-17 lead with 8:22 to play in the first half. 3-point lead is Carson-Newman's biggest. 6 lead changes, 3 ties, and a back-and-forth affair here inside of the Timken Center. Priester at the head of the key, pulls up for a straight-on 3. Back of the rim, no good. Joe Hall up for the board at the free throw line for the Eagles. Joe Hall leaves front court, hits Zhao left wing. John Zhao fires to Bridgewater in the left corner. Bridgewater settles, floats Bowens in the keyhole, dribbles inside. Bowens glides to the rim and finger rolls it home with the right hand. Biggest lead of the day for either side. Eagles up by 5. 22-17 with 7:45 to play in the first half. A 6-0 run for Carson-Newman. Saints a miss on the other end. Long rebound tipped out left wing for Owens. Second chance through Limestone. Gallert, left block, backs down Joe Hall, turns, left-hand hook, missed it in spite of the size mismatch. Butts the board, right block for the Eagles. Joe Hall brings it front court. Gets to the head of the key, stop, pop, 3, back iron, no. Butts rises up for the board, right hand, stick back, won't fall, but he's fouled. Joshua Butts shooting free throws when we return to Gaffney. Jordan Priester picks up his second, and the team's fourth. 7:20 to play in the first half. Carson-Newman has used a 6-0 run to take a 22-17 lead on Limestone. The Eagles shooting the ball well on the road at 50%. Back to the Timken Center after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
7:20 to play in the first half. Carson-Newman has rattled off 6 straight points to grab a 22-17 lead, while Limestone hasn't scored in 2 minutes. And Joshua Butts is to the charity stripe, looking to extend the run for Carson-Newman. Eagles, winners of 5 consecutive road games. It's the 10th longest active road winning streak in the country. But here in a hot and packed Timken Center, things difficult against a Saints team that's won back-to-back. Joshua Butts knocks down the first of 2. Butts hasn't been to the line much this season. That was just his 3rd free throw on the year. Gives the Eagles a 6-point lead. Make it 7. An 8-0 run for Carson-Newman. And the Eagles are up 24-17 with 7:16 to play in the first half. Limestone works right to left with it. Saints with Owens, Gallert, Hickman, Graham, and McKay on the floor. 5 out again for Limestone against the Eagles zone. Gallert, right elbow, drives on Butts, back to the basket, right block. Backs him down with 8 to shoot. Turns, hits the bunny with the right hand off the window. Ben Gallert with his first points, 24-19, stops a 2.5-minute scoring drought for the Saints. 6:45 to play first half. Eagles the other way. Butts goes up, has it ripped out of his hands. McKay saves it into the free throw line, and Graham comes away with it. Up the floor fly the Saints. Head of the key. Hickman, catch, transition, 3-ball. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound tapped up by McElhaney. Gallert saves it in. Out to the wing. Saints a second chance. From the right block, McKay blocked from behind by Butts, but they'll whistle him for the foul. Limestone, the stick-to-itiveness on the glass gets the job done. First personal on Josh Butts, 15 foul on the Eagles, and 2 free throws for Greg McKay. 1 for 2 at the line today. He shot Limestone's only free throws. Saints, some glass work there as McKay rims it out to the left. No good. He missed 3 free throws all season. He's missed 2 here today. 1 more free throw for Greg McKay. Chance to make this a 4-point game. McKay lobs it up with the right hand. Missed it off the back of the rim. No good. Dyer the rebound. His 3rd, and the Eagles bring it left to right. Dyer stops right wing. Hits McElhaney head of the key over to Joe Hall left corner. Hands off Brennigan there. Back around to Joe Hall. Into the high post, McElhaney. Feeds Butts left block. Backs down Gallert. Turns. Right hand. Baby hook. Josh Butts. Smooth as silk from the middle of the lane. Josh Butts has 4 points off the bench. And the Eagles match their biggest lead at 7. Limestone onto the offensive end. 4 round 1. Gallert, the man down low. Gets it left elbow. Turns. 15-footer. That's good over top of Butts. Back-to-back buckets for Ben Gallert. Back to a 5-point game. 26-21. Eagles lead. 5:43 to go in the opening stanza. Eagles front court. Luke Brennigan, right wing with the rock. Guarded tightly by Graham. Hits Dyer at the head of the key. Switch it to Joe Hall left corner. Back high post, McElhaney, left elbow, takes the 15-footer. Rattles out, no good. Rebound loose left corner. Saved in by Graham, but it bounces to the sideline and out of bounds and stays with Carson-Newman. Shot clock resets to 20. Josh Butts exits. Bryant Thomas enters. Hey, Eagle fans, check out Carson-Newman Athletics' official online store at shopcneagles.com. It features more than 1,100 products from T-shirts and polos to phone skins and pet collars. Shopcneagles.com, the official online store of the Carson-Newman Eagles. Eagles in the road blues. A second chance opportunity here after the miss. McElhaney, head of the key. Finds Joe Hall, right corner. Baseline drive. Joe Hall to the cup. Left hand. Rolls it in. Strong take by Monty Joe Hall. He's got 9 first-half points. Eagles match their biggest lead at 7. 28-21 at the 5-minute mark first half. Limestone on to the offensive end. Owens, right point. Hard dribbling with the right hand. Gets it to the Presbyterian transfer. Graham, right wing. 5 out for the Saints. Gallert, left corner. Yo-yos it, left baseline. Skip high, right wing. Graham has to leap to tip it back to himself. 3 to shoot. Graham underneath the baseline. Kicks it, left wing. Hickman, a 3. Front iron, no good as the shot clock sounds. And Thomas yanks down the rebound, middle of the lane for the Eagles. Carson-Newman gets the defensive stop and brings it front court. A 3 would give the Eagles their first double-digit lead of the night. Joe Hall, left elbow, pulls up. 15-footer, cans it for the Eagles. Monty Joe Hall has 11 points to lead all scorers, and Kyle Perry burns a timeout. Eagles up by 9. 30-21. 4:25 to play in the first half. We're back to the Timken Center after these messages here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Light is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilight.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
Monty Johal has heated up on the road for the Eagles. He has 11 points, and Carson-Newman has a game-high 30-21 lead on Limestone with 4:22 to play the first half after Kyle Perry's timeout. Saints shooting 35% from the field and 4 of 11 from long range. 5 out for Limestone still. Owens left elbow. Turns and passes out to Graham left wing. Takes it to the head of the key, between the legs dribble. Back to the left corner, Gallert. Stripped by Thomas. The pilfer downstairs by McElhaney. Limestone turns it over for a third time, and the Eagles bring it left to right. Carson-Newman has made 3 of its last 4 shots, primarily from Johal. Johal down the left side of the lane, twirls, left elbow, Johal, high difficulty, cans it. Monty has 13, and the Eagles lead balloons to double figures. 32-21 off of another 6-0 run with 3:30 to play in the first half. Saints on to the offensive end. Nunez at the free throw line. Drop it off down low. Thomas stepped in front of the pass, deflected it out to the left wing for Graham. Gallert, head of the key, straight on triple, back iron no. Thomas the rebound, tapped over to McKay. Free throw line, Jay from him, off the mark to the left. Johal tracks down the rebound, but lost the handle on it. Third chance for the Saints. Nunez left wing as Limestone resets. Drive in the dish, Nunez gets it into the left corner for Hickman. Feeds a cutting Gallert to the cup, blew the bunny. Brinnigan out of the fray with the board. Eagles get multiple stops and bring it front court. Dyer left wing. Cutting Thomas, middle of the lane. Thomas lands, one dribble, turns, right hand, floater, won't get the roll. McElhaney keeps the rebound alive. Second chance for the Eagles. Over to left corner, Dyer. Baseline drive, right hand, floater, falls from 6 feet out. Ren Dyer, the trigger man. Eagles with 8 in a row for the second time this half, and they're up by 13. 34-21 with 2:30 to play in the opening stanza. Eagles 52% from the field as Limestone brings it front court and draws a foul on Ren Dyer. That's his second, the team's 6th. Zhao, Brennigan, Bowens, Bridgewater, and Thomas on the floor for Carson-Newman. Limestone counters with Graham, Hickman, McKay, Nunez, and Owens. Graham bounces into Nunez right block. Nunez trapped, stripped, loose ball on the floor. Thomas deflects it out off of Nunez's shoe tops, and Limestone turns it over for a 4th time in the half. Nunez, who came in reigning sack player of the week, he's just got 2 points on 1 of 2 shooting. Well, Limestone head coach Kyle Perry has been warned. Kyle Perry says, "What's with the warning? I'm talking to my dang player." He's frustrated. Eagles up by 13. Limestone hasn't scored in 3.5 minutes. It's an 8-0 Carson-Newman run. Zhao, right corner, catch 3 ball. Strong. Thomas taps the rebound to himself. Whistle, foul. Charge this to whom? To Limestone's Richard Nunez, his first, team's 5th. Both teams a ways away from the bonus. 2:07 to play in the first half. Nunez will exit for Jordan Rowley. Rowley just 29 minutes in 6 games played this season. And the 6'9" post from Hillsdale, New Jersey, and transferred from Benedict will see some run here. Brennigan, left corner. Picked up by McKay, man-to-man. Dribbles around and gets it to Bridgewater, right wing. Caleb Bridgewater, dribble handoff, Zhao, right corner. Eagles run the weave. Zhao, right wing, triple, short front iron. Thomas, an offensive rebound, sticks it up with the right hand. The hook shot won't fall. Rally out of the fray with the board right block, and Limestone down by 13 onto the offensive end. Left wing for Graham. Enters inside, kicks out. Hickman, right wing, 3 ball. Hickman knocks it down. Aiden Hickman is a 45% shooter from deep. He's 3 for 6 in the first half and leads Limestone with 9 points. 10-point game in favor of Carson-Newman. That stops a 4-minute Limestone scoring drought. Bowens takes it inside on Rowley on the other end, and he draws a foul. Charge it to Rowley. His first, the team's 6th. 2 free throws for Tyler Bowens. 34-24. Eagles by 10, 87 seconds left in the first half. Eagles have used a pair of 8-0 runs with that traditional suffocating defense. That's limited Limestone to 33% shooting to build this double-digit first-half lead. Tyler Bowens' first free throw, back iron, gets the charity roll and goes down through the nylon. One more free throw for Tyler Bowens. Josh Butch is back in the game, replacing Bryant Thomas. Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source. Tyler Bowen's second free throw is off the mark to the right. Rebound gobbled up by Graham. 2-2-1 pressure for the Eagles to slow up the Saints up the floor. Eagles by 11, 35-24, 70 seconds left first half. Saints on the offensive end. At the free throw line, Graham dribbles into the paint, backs it out for Hickman left wing. A drive, a dish, Butt steps in front of it, steals it at the left block. 5th turnover for Limestone, and the Eagles walk it up the floor. 30-second difference, shot clock to game clock, 50 on the game, 20 on the shot, as Carson-Newman settles into the half-court offense. Bridgewater, left wing, pull-up 3, backboard, nothing else. Rally the backside rebound, and now the Saints a chance to go 2 for 1. If they hustle. 13-second difference, shot clock to game clock, and not going to be a 2 for 1 situation. Saints off to Hickman, right wing. Shot clock at 15, game clock at 27. Limestone down 11 in the first half. Left wing. Graham back to Hickman, right point. 5 on the shot clock. Right of the paint. McKay fades from 10, rims out right side. Bowens the rebound, and the Eagles get the final shot of the period. Brennigan across the timeline, and Chuck Benson burns his use it or lose it timeout with 9.7 seconds left. So Chuck Benson will draw something up. Eagles have been captained by Monty Johal, a game-high 13 points on 5 of 8 shooting, and the Tennessee State transfer checks back in. His career high, 16. He set that at Tennessee Tech. And he has had an explosive first half and taking some tough fadeaways from 15 that have fallen for the Eagles. 35-24, Carson-Newman leading. InterDigital strives to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. Visit InterDigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services. InterDigital, they are laser-focused on your success. Zhao, Brennigan, Johal, Thomas, Bowens on the floor for Carson-Newman. Limestone counters, Rowley, Hickman, Priester, McKay, and Owens. Brennigan inbounds, hash mark right side, gets it into Johal. 7 and 6. Johal head of the key, accelerates down the left side of the lane, stops, pulls up, fades, 10. Johal, ice! Monty Johal, 15 first half points. And the Eagles match their biggest lead of the half, headed into the break. Carson-Newman up 37-24 at the half, thanks to 15 first half points from Monty Johal. And he has done it pretty much all by himself. I don't know how many of those 6 made buckets for Monty have been assisted, but like that one, just takes it down to the baseline, fades, and connects. Monty Johal's world, we only live in it. 37-24, Eagles lead it at the halftime break. ShampseyandEagles.com halftime report heads your way when we get back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We've got a quality contractor network, easy financing, and ANC inspects every job to assure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aecoop.org for application, contractor list, and more details. AEC. We're power with purpose. It's halftime. We'll head back to the arena for the ShopCNEagles.com halftime report in just 60 seconds on the Eagle Sports Network.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
The number one source for Carson-Newman athletic skiers, ShopCNEagles.com, where you can find gear from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour. Shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, hats, and scarves. ShopCNEagles.com is your source for everything CN. You can even show your school spirit on your smartphone or tablet. All of your game day essentials can be found in one place. ShopCNEagles.com.
It's halftime. Your first half scoring summary and a check of the ShopCNEagles.com sack scoreboard are headed your way.
Robinson racing to the rim, and Thomas obliterates it out of bounds on the dunk attempt.
Now back to the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier.
Back courtside here at the Timken Center, where Carson-Newman holds a 37-24 halftime lead over the Limestone Saints. That is the largest margin for Carson-Newman in this game, and he goes up by 13 several times. This was a back-and-forth game early, 6 ties, 3 lead changes. But about the halfway point in the first half, the Eagles used back-to-back 8-0 runs, or a 16-5 spurt, if you will, to take control in this one, and they've done it. No surprise on the road with their defense and rebounding. Eagles plus 10 on the glass. They have a 10-0 advantage in terms of second chance points, and after turning it over 4 times in the first 5 minutes of the game, 1 turnover in the final 15 minutes of that first half. You want to point to a reason why the Eagles had success late? That's it, and played through foul trouble. Ben Beaker, who has been really solid off the bench as the backup to Bryant Thomas at the 5. He goes down with 2 personal fouls in just 2 minutes, and Josh Butts fills in with aplomb. 4 points for Butts in 5 minutes off the bench. Tyler Bowens has 3 points and 3 rebounds, but the star of the show is Monty Johal. You know things are going your way when Ray Likely, former Eagle and assistant coach, dives into your text messages and says, "What is Monty on?" And he has made some really tough shots today. 15 points. They are the types of shots that probably bother Chuck Benson when they don't go down, but fading, falling away from 10 and 15 feet, Johal has connected on them frequently, and he has pulled with 0 hesitation in his 15 first-half points. Largely the reason the Eagles lead at the break. He's 6 of 9 from the field. The rest of Carson-Newman's team collectively is 9 of 22, which is respectable, but Joe Hall really has carried the load. Bryant Thomas has 6 points and 4 rebounds. Ren Dyer got in foul trouble. 2 points, 3 boards, 2 assists. And the Eagles have had to work through his absence. For Limestone, it's been about Aiden Hickman. One of the conference's best three-point shooters at 45%, has done his thing. He's 3 of 6 from deep. And has 9 points. Nobody else has more than 4 from the Saints. Eagles limit Limestone to 32% shooting in the first half and a 5 of 13 mark from beyond the arc. Adds up in Carson-Newman's favor to a 37-24 halftime lead. We'll take you around an abbreviated SAC schedule today. Just 3 other games in action here in the middle of finals for most schools. We're back to Gaffney after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
If you're looking for official Eagle merchandise, look no further than the Carson-Newman Bookstore. With a large selection of Carson-Newman gifts and apparel, you're sure to find something to please the entire family. From stuffed eagles to towel sets, sweatshirts, shorts, hats, and slippers, we literally have you covered from head to toe. We have just the item you're looking for no matter what the season. So whether you're an Eagle student, parent, alumni, or fan, shop us for everything orange and blue. Call 865-471-3539 for more information and store hours. We'll see you at the Carson-Newman Bookstore.
At Aramark, this year we go back to our foundation. At Aramark, we are great food and great service with great guests. That is the Aramark way. From coffee and Maples to sandwiches in Stokely, Aramark is here to produce high-quality food for you. A foundation of fresh food, a foundation of speedy service, and a foundation that's built for you, now and for the future. That is the Aramark way.
A check of the ShopCNEagles.com SAC scoreboard is next. This is the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
The Eagle Sports Network is part of SAC Live, the official digital network of the South Atlantic Conference. SAC Live is the home of all your South Atlantic Conference sports action, including 20 SAC championships. Time to get caught up with some SACtion. Here are the happenings around the South Atlantic Conference and the nation. Let's go around the league with a ShopCNEagles.com scoreboard update. Now, back to the arena.
All right, back courtside here at the Timken Center where Carson-Newman carries a 37-24 halftime lead over the Limestone Saints. Just 3 other games going on in the South Atlantic Conference today, as most teams are off on this Wednesday for finals week. Newberry is playing host to Anderson, and Carson-Newman had a pretty good defensive first half, holding the Limestone Saints to 24 points and 32% shooting. You go look at Newberry and the Trojans. Newberry, 28-15 leaders at the halftime break. Anderson started the day 3 of 3 from the field and then finished the first half 3 of 19. 6 of 22, that's 27% from the field in the first half. Nobody has more than 6 points in this game. That's Quandavian McCollum, DeVario Shepard, and Robinson, all with 6 for Newberry in what is a defensive war. over at Eliezer Arena. Interesting score. 15-24 left in the second half over in Greenville, Tennessee. Tusculum leads UVA Wise. Now they don't. UVA Wise now leads Tusculum 47-46 with 15:09 to play in the second half. Wise a Lawson layup to retake the lead. Wise 71% from the field after halftime. They lead in spite of only shooting 38% from the field to 51% shooting for the Pioneers. What do you point to? Turnovers. 9 giveaways for Tusculum. That's why Wise would seem has a lead. And Bryson with 13 points to lead all scorers. And Adila just has 12 and 8 for the Pioneers, while Crump has 11 on 4-5 shooting. Wise might be legit if that result can hold. They blew a 12-point lead to Young Harris at home last time out. And that's Carson-Newman's next game on Saturday. So we'll see how things shake out there in Greenville. But really, really interesting stuff there for UVA Wise on the road against the Tusculum Pioneers. The Coker Cobras are playing host to the Catawba College Catawba Indians, and we do not have a score from that game. Live stats have not been activated, and neither team is tweeting. So we don't know who's winning between Coker and Catawba from over in Hartsville, South Carolina. But here in the Timken Center, Carson-Newman has a 37-24 halftime lead on the Limestone Saints. Second half action heads your way after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
How do you show your support for Carson-Newman? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com right now, where they have all of your needs covered. From clothing to outfitting your tailgate party, whether you're hunting, fishing, or on the golf course, shopseeandeagles.com is the place for you. All of your everyday essentials, from pens to phone chargers, are in one place. For the best gear in the business, visit shopseeandeagles.com today.
Since 1916, a lot of independent agents have recommended auto owner's insurance, and a lot of parents have taken that recommendation to heart. So have a lot of their children, and grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. As we celebrate our first 100 years, Auto Owners Insurance thanks all those who have put their trust in us, and all the generations who will.
This is Carson-Newman basketball.
Goes top of the key. Pull up three. On the way. Got it. Charlie Clark dialing long distance with impunity.
On the Eagles Sports Network.
Tri-Lite is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Lite. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilite.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
Just like no two people are the same, no 2 days are the same. We start them and end them at different times. And in between, we all do very different things. Yet there is something we all have in common. Knowing your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative is here to power every moment of every day. Because no matter when it starts, we never stop.
Appalachian Electric Cooperative. We're AEC, powering the Eagles and Mossy Creek.
All right, back here at the Timken Center. Adam Cavalier, happy to have you on hand. Skip Roberts running the show back inside of Network Control. Before we get the second half started, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. You're on the Eagles Sports Network. Start of the second half, and Carson-Newman carries a 37-24 lead out of the halftime locker room. The Eagles break out of the halftime huddle with Luke Brennigan, Monty Joe Hall, Tyler Bowens, Bryant Thomas, and Ren Dyer. Saints countering Hickman, Gallert, Nunez, Graham, and Owens. Saints on the offensive end 5 out to start the second half. Owens, right wing, goes to the Nunez head of the key, drives inside, kicks Gallert running the right baseline. He throws it down with 2 hands. Eagles collapse on Nunez, opens up the right baseline for Gallert to throw it down, 37-26. Eagles by 11. 19:30 to play, second half. Carson-Newman works it right to left, navy blue road jerseys, orange numerals, trimmed in white. Joe Hall, left wing, 10 to shoot. Passes Bowen out of the key, 8 and 7. Off to Brennigan right point, 5 and 4. Brennigan left wing finds Bowen out of the key, 3 and 2. Bowen spins in, takes it up, and got stripped. Shot clock violation. So the Eagles turn it over for just the second time in the last 17 minutes of game action. And the ball back to the Saints, who can make this a single-digit game on this possession. Graham. Nunez head of the key over to Gallert, right wing. Chest pass, right corner. Owens. Baseline drive, cuts inside, drops it off. Tipped away. Thomas the steal. Thomas off to the races. Thomas rolling to the rim. Throws it down with the right hand. Tomahawk flush. Bryant Thomas, the steal on one end, the flush on the other. 39-26. Eagles back on top by 13. 18:40 to play, second half. Saints with it front court. Nunez head of the key. Catch 3 ball. Backboard, nothing else. Dyer the rebound, outlets it to Joe Hall, catches, races to the rim, gets blocked from behind by Nunez. Eagle bench wanted offensive goaltending. Saints on the hot front court. Owens, left wing, catch 3 ball, snaps the strings. 10-point game, 39-29. 18-18 to play in the second half. That energizes the Timken Center. Brennigan down the right side of the lane, stops, twirls, pivot foot slid as he twirled around, and he calls for a towel. So Brennigan turns it over on a turnover that he can't catch a break on because of the perspiration on the floor. Eagles' 7th giveaway, and the ball back to the Saints. 39-29. Eagles by 10. 2-2-1 full court press for Carson-Newman to slow up the Saints. Token pressure just to slow down Limestone. Graham, around the horn it goes. Hickman left wing, back up top Nunez. Nunez bounces Hickman left point. Back around to the right corner with 12 to shoot. Into the low post, Nunez right block. Backs down Thomas. Deeks spins left, fades, and connects from 8. Strong moves from Richard Nunez. 5 in a row for the Saints to get it down to 8. And Dyer and Gallert tangled up. They both hit the deck. Ball comes out of bounds. Last touch by Dyer. So back-to-back turnovers for Carson-Newman. Dyer and Gallert both slammed to the ground. So Hickman will trigger. He wipes his hands on the padding here on press row. That is how damp and moist it is here inside of the Timken Center when you're wiping your hands on a rubber padding on press row to get some grip. Saints have scored 5 straight, gotten it down to an 8-point game. Owens left corner. Around the horn up top, Nunez. Nunez feeds Hickman right wing. Skip it. Left wing for Graham. 9 to shoot. Graham twirls around, hits Hickman. Left wing, open for 3 around the screen, and he converts. Monty Joe Hall tried to scrape over top of the screen, couldn't do so. Hickman gets open and buries his 4-3. 8 straight for the Saints to make it a 5-point game. 39-34, 16:58 to go in the second half. Saints have made 4 of their first 5 shots to start the second half. Thomas at the free throw line for the Eagles. Pulls up, 10-footer, right hand, knocks it down. Bryant Thomas with 10 points, second Eagle into double figures. 41-34, Eagles by 7, stopping a Saint 8-0 scoring run. Limestone goes 5 out again on the offensive end against the Eagles zone. Baseline drive for Owens, cut off, kicks it Graham, left wing, long 2, short front iron. Bowens pulls down the rebound at the left elbow. Gets it to Joe Hall, who walks it over the timeline left side. Eagles set up shop on the offensive end. Thomas running the point between the rings. Gets it to Luke Brennigan to reset with 18 on the shot clock. Brennigan pulls up, left point, 3 ball, bottom for Brennigan. Luke Brennigan given a sliver of daylight, and he took it. After the Saints go on an 8-0 run, the Eagles counter with 5 straight to push the lead back to double digits. 44-34, 15:58 to go in the second half. Eagles back in their zone. A 3-2 look for Carson-Newman, spread out along the baseline. Hickman head of the key. Heaves up a 3. Won't go down front iron. Thomas the rebound, and he's fouled, bringing it down. Charge Nunez with the personal. His second. First on the Saints. 15:48 to go in the second half. Carson-Newman has scored 5 straight to push the lead back to double figures. 44-34 on Limestone. We're back to the Timken Center after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
How do you show your support for Carson-Newman? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com right now, where they have all of your needs covered. From clothing to outfitting your tailgate party, whether you're hunting, fishing, or on the golf course, shopseeandeagles.com is the place for you. All of your everyday essentials, from pens to phone chargers, are in one place. For the best gear in the business, visit shopseeandeagles.com today.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
15:48 to go in the second half. 44-34. Carson-Newman leads Limestone. Saints used an 8-0 run to take a 13-point Eagle lead down to 5, but Carson-Newman has answered with 5 consecutive and has the lead back to double digits. Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider, providing Jeff City with ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband. Let them serve you. Visit trilite.net. Eagles ball out of the break. Brennigan at the head of the key. Motions over to John Zhao to come collect a pass on the left wing, and Zhao does. Zhao. Left hand dribbles to the left baseline. Slips it Beaker, middle of the lane. Bangs inside on Nunez. Turns right hand. Hook. Falls off right side. No good. McElhaney lost the handle on the offensive board. Nunez collects downstairs for the Saints. Limestone ranges left to right. McKay lowers the shoulder. Barrels through John Zhao. And Zhao collects the charge. First on McKay, second on the Saints. And the towel men out to mop up oodles more perspiration. Chuck Benson pointing out a spot on the left wing where somebody fell. And there's going to be quite a bit of slipping. The temperature in this one, a lot of Chuck Benson upper lip sweat going on right now. That's how hot it is here in the Timken Center. 44-34. Eagles by 10. 15-12 to play in the second half. Carson-Newman with it front court. Beaker, head of the key. Stops his dribble. Looks to pass. Pivoting. Bounce feed for Brennigan. Right of the lane. Got hit. Hits the shot from 8 feet out. Count it. And one. Brennigan off the collision with Richard Nunez, and the reigning sack player of the week has picked up his third and the team's third. 46-34, Eagles by 12, 5 minutes, 3 seconds into the second half. Luke Brennigan with 6 second half points. He's got 2/3 of the Eagles' output after halftime. He has a chance to match the Eagles' biggest lead of the day. And he gets the charity roll. Rattled in, rattled out, rattled back in. 8 straight for Carson-Newman to counter out that 8-0 Limestone run. And the Eagles match their biggest lead at 13. 47-34 with 14:47 to play in the second half. Saints with it front court. Hickman, the free throw line. Pulls up, 15-footer. Rattles out left side, no good. Rebound punched at. McKay snares it. Second chance for the Saints. Around the horn, left corner, Laird. Catch 3 ball. Airballed it into McKay's hands, out of bounds. Back to Carson-Newman. Brennigan, McElhaney, Zhao, Beaker, and Dyer on the floor for Carson-Newman. Brennigan, left wing, accelerates inside. Gets it back out, head of the key, McElhaney. 15 on the shot clock. Man-to-man defense for the Saints. Dyer drives, dishes, Beaker, middle of the lane, right hand, Bunny, good from 4. Ben Beaker has 6 points on 3 attempts. 49-34. It's a 10-0 Carson-Newman run for their biggest lead of the day. 49-34 Eagles, 13:57 to play, second half. Zone defense for the Eagles as Saints set up. Right point, a 3-ball. McKay banks off the backboard. Dyer the rebound at the free throw line. Outlets, Zhao cherry picking. The other end, Zhao lays it in with the left hand. Timeout, Limestone. A 12-0 Carson-Newman run. And the Eagles are up by 17. Their biggest lead of the day. Defense on one end to transition offense on the other. We're back to the Timpkins Center with the Eagles up by 17 after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
51-34, Carson-Newman has built a 17-point lead with a 12-0 run. Saints haven't scored in 3.5 minutes. They've got the ball on their offensive end. 5 out, no 4, round 1 now for Limestone. Eagles stretching that zone way out to the hashes. Laird has it right corner with 10 to shoot. Leaps and passes to Hickman, head of the key. Muscles it inside to Nunez. Turns, shoots over top of Beaker. Got the roll off the back iron. Beaker was straight up, but he's going to get charged with his third personal. Third on Beaker, first on the Eagles, and one for Nunez to stop that 3.5-minute scoring drought and a 12-0 Carson-Newman run. Nunez to the stripe. Reigning sack player of the week is 61% at the line for the season. Nunez. 6 points so far today. Make it 7 as he calmly strokes the strings with his and-one free throw. 51-37, Eagles by 14. After Nunez stopped that 12-0 Carson-Newman run. Brennigan up to Beaker at the head of the key on the offensive end. Beaker loses it out of bounds. I think he was passing to John Zhao on the right wing, but Zhao was cutting baseline. Regardless, it's Carson-Newman's 9th turnover. The second half starting much the way the first half did. Eagles turned it over 4 times in the first 5 minutes, then turned it over once the final 15. Very similar start to the second half. 4 turnovers in the first 7 minutes of the second half for Carson-Newman. Saints looking to answer. Nunez banging down low. Beaker called for the hand check. And that's Ben Beaker's 4th. So the post reserve will exit for Bryant Thomas. Second personal on the Eagles, and not a shooting foul. So the shot clock to 20. And the ball out of bounds to the left of the basket for Isaiah Owens. Owens feeds Laird at the head of the key. Zhao there with a high hand. Laird cuts inside, turns, passes, a pivot to Owens' left corner. Pump fakes, drives, floats it up with the right hand, no good. Nunez an offensive board. He sticks it back up. Won't fall, but he's fouled. In charge, Rin Dyer with his 3rd. So foul trouble for the forwards for Carson-Newman. Dyer with 3. Beaker sitting with 4. And Nunez back to the line. Caleb Bridgewater up off the bench to replace Rin Dyer. Dyer hasn't scored a ton today as Nunez swirls the first free throw home with a 1080 around the rim counterclockwise. But Dyer has stuffed the stat sheet. 2 points, 5 boards, 4 assists. Second free throw for Nunez. Bangs in. Richard Nunez has 8 points, 6 of them after halftime. 51-39, Eagles by 12. Saints have scored 5 straight, all from Nunez. And now as Brennigan brings it front court, he's hand-checked by Isaiah Owens. First on him, fourth on the Saints. 51-39, Eagles by 12. The halftime margin was 13. So the Saints have tripped into it by 1 point. Got it down to 5 with an 8-0 run before the Eagles exploded on a 12-0 burst to go up by 17. The Eagles looking to answer. A pass inside is deflected away. Thomas comes away with it, though. Thomas to the rim, went up, got shoved from behind on the dunk attempt. And he was slipping, too. There is perspiration all over this floor. And a flagrant foul charged to Limestone. And the officials trying to find the guy who did it. Looking for the number. And still don't have the word on who exactly it was on. Well, the mops are out. I had a janitor friend back in high school. The flagrant goes on Priester, his third, team's fifth. Had a janitor friend back in high school who used to always say that a clean floor is a playable floor. I'm not sure this floor is good, clean, and playable. There's a lot of sweat out there, and guys are slipping left and right. 2 flagrant free throws. Thomas rattles the first off to the right. One more free throw for Bryant Thomas, and a chance to get this back to a 13-point lead. Thomas connects on the second. 52-39, Eagles by 13 with 12:20 to play in the second half, and Carson-Newman gets the ball. Thomas, Brennigan, Zhao, McElhaney, Bridgewater for Carson-Newman. Bridgewater inbounds to McElhaney in the right corner. Owens sticks to him. McElhaney slips it. Thomas, middle of the lane. Right-hand hook. Thomas. Buttery smooth from 10. Bryant Thomas has 13 points. Eagles stretch it back to a 15-point lead, 54-39, with 12:03 to play in the second half. Eagles stretch out their zone against the 5-out look for the Saints. Hickman goes driving inside. Got tripped up by John Zhao. And that brings us to a break in the action. 11:59 to go in the second half. 54-39. Carson-Newman by 15 as John Zhao collects his first and the team's fourth. We return to the Timken Center. Eagles up by 15, looking for a 6th straight road win. Here on the Eagles Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser-focused on your success.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
11:29 to play in the second half, and Carson-Newman holds a 54-39 lead over the Limestone Saints. Eagles have shot the ball well, 55% from the field, including 7 of 9 in the second half, while limiting the Saints to 32% shooting for the game. Saints ball out of the break. Nunez has it head of the key. Circles over to Laird, right wing. Laird fading for 3. Barely grazes the left side of the rim. Bowens yanks down the rebound in the middle of the lane, and the Eagles get it up the left sideline to Monty Johal. Johal down the left side of the lane. Stumbled as Hickman got his hand in to create a deflection, and Johal walks for a travel. First turnover of the day for Monty Johal. 11th as a team for Carson-Newman. Eagles up by 15. Saints with it front court. Nunez over to Laird, right wing. Laird, chest pass for McKay in the right corner. McKay hounded by Bridgewater. Skips it left wing. Touch it to Owens left corner. Pass wasn't on the money. Owens settles. Turns into the lane. Fades from 15. And connects on the tough two. Isaiah Owens has 5 points. 54-41. Eagles lead is 13. 11-10 to play in the second half. Carson-Newman front court. Brennigan up top for Bowens. Bowens between the legs, dribble to the free throw line. Gets it back out head of the key. Brennigan accelerating down to the right block. Brennigan twirling around. Dropped it off for Bowens. It was pilfered, and a whistle and a foul. Charge it to Luke. So that's the first on Brennigan, the fifth on the Eagles. And the Eagles turn it over again. 3 straight possessions with a turnover for Carson-Newman. Limestone trying to take advantage. Saints only outscoring the Eagles 13-10 in terms of points off turnovers in spite of being +4 in that regard. Limestone one of the best in the league at turnover margin. Hickman twirls around, hits Laird right wing, back out Hickman right corner. Drive, dish, left wing Owens. Owens cuts inside, up and under move, leaps, shot won't go down. Nunez an offensive rebound, sticks it back up. That shot won't fall, but he's fouled. So Richard Nunez to the line after a personal foul on Monty Johal, his first and the team's 6th. And the Saints shooting free throws the rest of the way. Nunez, a perfect 3 of 3 at the line. And the reigning sack player of the week with 7 second-half points. Looks to become the second Saint into double figures with these free throws. Nunez has scored in double digits in every game of his career against Carson-Newman. Had 12 in the meeting here in the Timken Center last season to go along with 6 boards and 7 assists. Got 5 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks today. He rattles out the first free throw to the left side, so at best he can make it a 12-point game. One more free throw for Richard Nunez. Eyes it up and converts. 54-42, Eagles by 12, 10:24 to play in the second half. Eagles haven't scored in 2 minutes because of turnovers on 3 straight possessions. Trying to settle down here. Bowens, right baseline. Jab step on McKay, man-to-man. Drives the baseline, gets underneath, kicks out, head of the key, Johal. Not an on-target pass, Eagles reset. Brennigan, left wing. Jab step, right foot on Graham. Switch on the screen, pulls up, 3 ball. Knockdown! Luke Brennigan with 12 points, 10 of them here in the second half. And the Eagles back on top by 15, 57-42, 9:50 to play in the second stanza. Saints looking for an answer. Owens left wing. Johal there with high hands at the top of the zone. Back around the horn it goes with this 5-out motion offense. Nunez, head of the key, 10 to shoot. Sends it left wing, Owens. Drives inside, and Johal collides with him. Reaching for the ball, and Monty Johal picks up his second, team 7th. So 1-and-1 situation here for Isaiah Owens, who's 9 of 10 at the line on the season. 1 plus the bonus for Isaiah Owens. Limestone a chance to further cut into the lead with the clock stopped. Eagles a 12-0 run here in the second half. Turned this from a 5-point game into as big as a 17-point lead. As the front end rattles out. Just the second miss from Owens at the stripe. Owens grabs the rebound, and the Eagles slow things up. Brennigan over the timeline, center court for Carson-Newman. Brennigan hits Johal left wing. Lob inside, Thomas too far in front of him. Eagles turn it over for a 4th time in the last 3 minutes. Carson-Newman, in spite of Limestone going just one of its last 5 from the floor, hasn't been able to extend the lead because of these second half turnovers. 57-42, Eagles by 15, 9:16 to go in the second stanza. Saints with it front court. Right corner for Laird. Feeds inside Gallert. Gallert held by Johal, who was pleading for the walk call. That's a 3rd personal on Monty Johal. They've been in about the last 2 minutes. 8th team foul on the Eagles, so 1-and-1 for Ben Gallert. So Joe Hall's in foul trouble with 3. Ren Dyer's on the bench with 3. Ben Beeker on the bench with 4. Gallert front end of the 1-and-1. Rims off front side. Thomas the rebound. John Zhao will have to wait to check in for Joe Hall. Brennigan across the timeline. Motions with his right hand and dribbles over to the left wing. Hits Bowens at the head of the key. Bowens moves in on Gallert, gets to the right block, hurls up a shot with the right hand. High difficulty. Gets it to go with English high off the window. Bowens matches Carson-Newman's biggest lead of the day, 59-42 with 8:42 to play in the second half. Saints looking for an answer. Inside it goes Gallert. Turns, right hand bunny, won't drop. Thomas seals off the shooter for the rebound. His 7th collected care of. 59-42, Eagles by 17 onto the offensive end. Thomas, pull up, left elbow, left it short from 12. Gallert the rebound over the top of the sack logo in the middle of the paint. Saints bring it left to right in the home whites. Gallert, right wing, trailing, catch 3 ball, airballed it. Moved the strings, but didn't touch rim. Monty Joe Hall walks it over the timeline right side. Holds up a fist in his right hand, and the Eagles spread the floor. Joe Hall picked up man-to-man by Owens, crosses him over, dishes Bridgewater, right corner, 3, strong, left of the 10. Graham the rebound, backside left baseline. Into the front court come the Saints. Owens, foot on the line, a 2, left wing won't drop. Joe Hall scrapping for the rebound, tips it to Bridgewater. 1-on-1 on the break. Bridgewater in transition, Euroing into Owens, can't get it to fall, but a whistle and a foul. Free throws for Caleb Bridgewater when we return to Gaffney. The personal goes on Owens, his 2nd and the team's 6th. 7:42 to play in the second half. Carson-Newman, 59. Limestone, 42. Saints haven't scored in nearly 3 minutes. In the interim, the Eagles have scored 5 straight. Bridgewater looking to extend it at the line when we get back after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
At Aramark, this year we go back to our foundation. At Aramark, we are great food and great service with great guests. That is the Aramark way. From coffee at Maples to sandwiches in Stokely, Aramark is here to produce high-quality food for you. A foundation of fresh food, a foundation of speedy service, and a foundation that's built for you, now and for the future. That is the Aramark way.
7:42 left in the second half. Carson-Newman has used multiple runs, a pair of 8-0 spurts in the first half, a 12-0 spurt in the second half to stretch things out against the Saints. And now Caleb Bridgewater is at the line for 2 free throws and a chance to give Carson-Newman its biggest lead of the day with a 6-0 run. Bridgewater eyes the basket and misses the first free throw long. His first miss from the stripe in 10 attempts. So at best, he can make it an 18-point game. Bridgewater has not scored today until now. Rattles in the second. Front iron, back iron, down through the hole. 18-point lead for the Eagles. Biggest lead of the day for Carson-Newman. 60-42 with 7:42 to play in the second half. Carson-Newman shot 55% from the field on the road and out-rebounded the Saints by 13. Limestone brings it from left to right. Saints shooting 32% for the game. Left wing McKay into the left corner. Hickman. Catch 3 ball. Rainbows up. Strong. Dyer tips the rebound to John Zhao. Floats it over to Brennigan right side, and he weaves front court. Brennigan. Start and stop move. Gets to the left block. Tosses up with the right hand. Airballed it. Beeker collects off the backboard and dumps it in with the right hand off the window. 8 points for Ben Beeker. Officials call for time to bring out the towels and mop up some of this perspiration. 62-42. Eagles by 20 with their 4th 8-0 run or better of the day. Limestone hasn't scored in 3 minutes, and there's been a slew of those type stretches. Saints go 3 minutes without a bucket. Eagles answer with an 8-0 run. And it's happened 4 times in this one. Want to know the reason why the Eagles are up by 20? That's why. 62-42. Eagles on the road looking for a 6th straight road win for just the 2nd time this century. Saints go 5 out against the Eagles zone. Hickman at the head of the key. Dribbles down to the right block. Bounce pass from McKay. Reverse layup. Airballed it. Ben Beaker muscles in the rebound in front of the rim. And the Eagles race right to left. Zhao, right corner. Baseline drive. Got body bumped. Hits the deck and draws a foul. Ron Zhao helped off the surface by Beaker and Dyer as Ben Gallert is whistled for his 2nd and the team's 7th. And the towels come back out. Anybody that hits the deck, there's sweat. You want to know how hot it is? I think Zach Laird, who just checked in after a rest on the bench, I think his jersey's translucent. That's how much he's sweat today. It is toasty here in the Timken Center. John Zhao, 1-1. Bends the knees, flicks up the first, rattles out, no good. And Owens snags the rebound left of the lane for the Saints. Limestone onto the offensive end. Hickman off to the right wing for Nunez, trying to stop this 8-0 Carson-Newman run. Inside it goes Nunez, pass deflected by Dyer, but into McKay's hands left corner. McKay drives, feeds Nunez left of the lane, skip it out, Laird right corner, catch 3 ball on the way and down. Zach Laird hits his 2nd triple of the contest. He has 6 points. That stops a near 4-minute scoring drought for the Saints and cuts the deficit to 17. 62-45 with 6:05 to play second half. Eagles onto the offensive end. Beaker muscling his way inside on Nunez. Goes glass with the right hand. Count the basket plus a foul. Firm moves downstairs by Ben Beaker. And a 4th personal on Richard Nunez. Team's 8th, pardon me. Ben Beaker to the stripe to try to stretch it back out to 20. He's Carson-Newman's 4th double-digit scorer on the day. Beaker flips up the and one free throw. Missed it long off the heel. Rebound nearly tapped out of bounds to the wing, but Hickman tracks it down. 64-45. 19-point lead for the Eagles with 5:52 to play in the second half. Saints on to the offensive end. Laird, right wing. Dribbles inside, kicks out Hickman. Wide open left wing triple. Back iron, no. Rebound poked up by Beaker. Snagged by Brennigan right of the lane. Eagles fly up the floor. Zhao, right wing. Hunting, a 3. Lifts it up. Deadeye from distance. John Zhao fires in the 3. And the Eagles have their biggest lead of the night at 22. 67-45 with 5:24 to play in the second half. Eagles spread that zone out all the way to the hash marks on the defensive end as the Saints go for round 1. Bounce feed inside. Nunez takes it up with 2 hands and lays it in from the right side. Richard Nunez has 12 points. 67-47. Back to a 20-point lead for the Eagles at the 5-minute mark, second half. Brennigan accelerating front court. Gets it down to the right block. Shot blocked out of bounds by Nunez, and Brennigan ends up slamming into a couple of Limestone cheerleaders. Brennigan collided with the cheerleader, and then she had to wipe her legs off after getting some of Brennigan's sweat on her lower body. 67-47. Eagles by 20, 4:50 to play in the second half. Left corner, Owens, a catch 3 on the way. Owens knocks it down from distance. And Kyle Perry calls for timeout. 5 straight for the Saints to make it a 17-point lead with 4:43 to play in the second half. And Kyle Perry uses his full timeout. Now, the Eagles have done a lot right in this one. Plus 14 on the glass. They've turned it over 5 times more than the Saints, but Limestone only plus 4 in terms of points off turnovers. Eagles have dominated inside. They're plus 18 in the paint. And Carson-Newman, 12-3 outscoring the Saints in terms of second chance points. And that's for a Carson-Newman team that shot the ball 55% from the field and has converted on all but 1 of its offensive rebounds. So you want to know why Carson-Newman's having success? That's a big reason why. It's been the rebounding. Eagles top 10 in the country in rebound margin this season against a Saint team that's bottom 5, and that has had an impact on this game. Interesting how this game has seesawed. The first half, it was Monty Johal carrying the water for Carson-Newman. He had 15 points at halftime and hasn't taken but one shot in the second half. Luke Brennigan has 10 second-half points. Bryant Thomas has 11 second-half points. The Eagles have 4 double-digit scorers, a balanced scoring effort coming from here, there, and everywhere, with a 17-point lead on the road over Limestone, 67-50. McElhaney, Zhao, Thomas, Dyer, Brennigan for Carson-Newman, Laird, Hickman, Owens, McKay, and Nunez for the Saints. Full court pressure on for Limestone as Brennigan is harassed by Laird. Long pass up the right sideline to Zhao to get the Eagles front court with 4 seconds to spare. Zhao sets up between the rings, dribbles over to the right wing and hands off Luke Brennigan. Brennigan, chest pass, Dyer left wing. Owens sticks to him. Dyer cuts into the lane, leaps, feeds a pass in, left block for Zhao, and Zhao lays it in with the right hand off the window from the left side. 69-50, Eagles by 19. And Ren Dyer drops his 5th dime of the game. Shot clock had reset to 20 instead of 30. And the officials are going to say, hey, put it back here and start over. So Greg McKay inbounds from directly in front of me. Gets it into Isaiah Owens, and the Saints set up shop in the half court, trailing by 19. Left wing, Laird. Crossover move on Zhao. Gets to the rack. Drop it off right block. McKay got blocked from behind by Dyer. Grabbed by Hickman. He feeds the left side for McKay. Thomas looked like he blocked it clean. And Thomas gets whistled for his first personal. And the team's 9th. That should bring us to a break in the action and a media timeout. Just kidding. Officials are going to wave the free throw off because there's a media timeout, and Kyle Perry is nonplussed with that. All right, so we'll step aside for a break. 3:56 to play in the second half. 69-50. Eagles up by 19. Trying to cruise to a 6th straight road win. 10th longest active streak in the country here on the Eagles Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
What is it that makes you powerful? It's not only having a voice, but knowing that it's heard loud and clear. We understand knowledge can change your life, and that energy will continue to power it. And because you're part of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we're always listening. Because you're more than just a customer, you're a member. And what's more powerful than that?
AEC, bringing the winning game plan to your team.
Two free throws for Greg McKay on the other side of this break, and McKay rattles home the first as Carson-Newman leads it 69-51 with 3:56 to play in the second half. The country's 10th longest active road winning streak on the line here. And Carson-Newman has done the job on the road as McKay knocks down the second free throw. 69-52, Eagles by 17. And Dyer fouled in the backcourt by Greg McKay. And will march 75 feet the other way to shoot 1-and-1 free throws. Second on McKay, 19th foul on the Saints. Both teams shooting 2 the rest of the way, sitting on 9 fouls. 69-52 Eagles. 4 distinct runs of 8-0 or greater in this game. They've held Limestone without a point for 3.5 minutes or longer 4 times in this game. Have led by as many as 22. Not a wire-to-wire lead for Carson-Newman. Saints led by 4 early as Dyer connects on the front end of the 1-and-1. But Carson-Newman has been in fine fettle today against Limestone. 18-point lead. Dyer's second free throw, make it 19. 71-52, Eagles by 19. 3:50 to play in the second half. Defense has traveled and the offense has shot 56% from the field on the road. Saints work at front court. Nunez at the head of the key. Nunez, jab step on Brannigan, muscles his way inside, spin move left to the block, ducks the shoulder, up and under move, rotates left, and flips it in with the right hand off the glass. 14 points for Richard Nunez, 71-54, Eagles by 17, 3:22 to play, second stanza. Dyer at the head of the key. Guarded tightly by Owens man-to-man. Dyer left-hand dribbles, hands off left wing for Brannigan. Brannigan draws a double team. Leaps and passes McElhaney head of the key. Hands off Thomas. Back around to Dyer with 7 to shoot. Dyer right wing extended. 5 and 4. Dyer head of the key. Spins, lost the handle on it. Nunez had it and gets called for a double dribble. So one turnover begets another. And this slick floor once again claims another victim. Carson-Newman's had 14 turnovers. And that is the at least 4th that I can think of that is owed to how slick this floor is. And sometimes that just happens. When you get weird weather, a lot of precipitation's been in the area. It's happened in Holt. Holt's been slick on some unseasonably warm days in February with some swim meets. Kind of same deal here in the Timken Center. Eagles ball. Brannigan in the right corner. Left hand dribbles up top to Thomas. Back around to Zhao left wing. 9 and 8. Zhao switches it. Dyer left corner. Catch 3 ball. Halfway down and out. Hickman seals off the rebound over the sack logo in the middle of the lane. Saints float at front court. Hickman head of the key. Backdoor lob. Alley-oop. That's off the backboard. Nothing else. Looking for McKay. Thomas gets the rebound. Rebound or steal? I don't know which. We'll see which way the Saints stats crew credits it. 17-point lead for Carson-Newman. Zhao, right corner, baseline drive, leaps, passes, Dyer left corner. Dyer drives the baseline, gets to the cup and gets fouled, and Nunez is fouled out. If it is on him, and I presume it is, indeed it is, and that's it for Richard Nunez. Team's 10th, 2 free throws for Ren Dyer. Nunez fouls out, 14 points, 6 boards, 3 assists, 3 steals, 4 blocks. And as long as those... Now, check that. Zeb Graham has 5 assists. Regardless, Nunez about to become the first opposing player to lead their team in all 4 of the 5 stat categories as Dyer knocks down the first free throw. Since Bernard Pelote did it for Catawba last year on February 12th. He doesn't have the lead in assists, but he does in rebounds, blocks, steals, and points. And also turnovers, for what it's worth. Dyer, a 2 of 2 trip at the line. Back to a 19-point lead for the Eagles with 2 minutes to play. This great crowd here inside of the Timken Center has been silenced. Owens left corner. Dribbles over to the left wing for Laird. Laird into the paint. Fades right elbow. 15-footer off the mark. Thomas taps the rebound over to John Zhao. And the Eagles float it right to left with 100 seconds left. 4 corners for Carson-Newman. Brannigan, right corner. And he gets called for a double dribble. 15th turnover on Carson-Newman, the 4th by Luke Brannigan. And the ball back to the Saints with 86 seconds left, and the Eagles leading 73-54. Limestone works it left to right in the home whites. Their 2-game winning streak likely coming to a close as they lose it going up. McKay from the right block couldn't handle it, and McElhaney comes out of the fray with the ball. 4 corners again for Carson-Newman with 70 seconds left. Ren Dyer dribbling on top of the fleur-de-lis midcourt logo. Guarded by Hickman, man-to-man. 10 to shoot, and the offense moves. 8 and 7, Dyer over to the left side hash mark. 5 and 4, Dyer behind the back. 2-1, Dyer going to heave it up. Left wing, got it off. Front of the 10, no good. An offensive rebound by John Zhao, and he gets fouled in the act of possessing the ball. Charge it to Laird, his first. Team's 11th. Two free throws for John Zhao. Josh Butts, Caleb Bridgewater to the scorer's table, set to check in. And Zhao bends the knees, hoists the first free throw up, and misses long off the back of the rim. Balanced effort for the Eagles as Dyer and Thomas exit. One more free throw for John Zhao. And he rolls that one home. 20-point lead for the Eagles, 74-54, with 44.6 seconds left. Eagles have done the job here inside of the Timken Center. Defense has been great, and the offense has been really efficient on the road. Not to mention plus 14 on the glass. Saints go into the high post. Hickman, 15-foot J, good. Hickman has 14 points, matches Nunez for the team high. Shot clock and game clock are pretty much dead even. And this will likely be the final possession of the game for Carson-Newman. I think the game clock is in front of the shot clock as Luke Brennigan is going to dribble out these final moments. Zach Laird and John Zhao shaking hands. Laird shakes hands with Luke Brennigan. And that is going to be all she wrote from Gaffney, South Carolina. The country's 10th longest active road winning streak rolls on. The Eagles dominate defensively and hold a second straight foe under 60. And the Eagles cruise 74-56 on the road to improve to 6-2 on the year, while Limestone falls to 3-5. Domino's postgame report is headed your way when we come back after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit InterDigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser-focused on your success.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
Grab a slice. Our coverage of CN Hoops continues with the Domino's postgame report on the Eagles Sports Network.
Since 1916, a lot of independent agents have recommended auto owner's insurance, and a lot of parents have taken that recommendation to heart. So have a lot of their children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. As we celebrate our first 100 years, Auto Owners Insurance thanks all those who have put their trust in us, and all the generations who will.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City has deals for Carson-Newman students. Bring in your valid student ID when you order for pickup or delivery, and Domino's in Jefferson City will give you a steaming hot large one-topping pizza for $4.99. That's a large one-topping pizza for Carson-Newman students for $4.99 at Domino's in Jeff City. Call 865-471-6700 to order. That's 865-471-6700. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
This is the Domino's post-game report on the Eagles Sports Network.
The outlet to Nick Brennigan, racing to the rim. Finger rolls it home with the right hand.
Your stats breakdown, a conversation with Chuck Benson, and player interviews are all headed your way. Today's game is also brought to you in part by Appalachian Electric Cooperative. We're AEC, powering the Eagles and Mossy Creek. By Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles. By the Eagle Club, the family of Eagles. By Pepsi, that's what I like. By Magaha Electric, providing quality electrical services and products to East Tennessee for more than 40 years. By InterDigital, IT support and marketing, laser focused on your success. By the Bible Insurance Agency, the agency that service built. By the Aramark, a foundation of fresh food and speedy service. By Lisa's Country Kitchen, the best food for the best prices. By the Tennessee National Guard, a generation of volunteers. By Food City, value every day. By Tri-Light, dream big with Gig. By Quality Suites of Morristown, an official hotel of the Carson-Newman Eagles. And by ShopCNEagles.com, the official online store of the Carson-Newman Eagles. Let's head back to the arena and the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier.
All right, back courtside at the Timken Center, where Carson-Newman has wrapped up a 74-56 win over the Limestone Saints. Carson-Newman starts out SAC and Mountain Division play 1-0 and improves to 6-2 on the year overall. And it's more the same for Carson-Newman. When it has won games this season, Eagles do it with defense and rebounding and brought a pretty efficient offense to the table here inside of the Timken Center. Carson-Newman limits Limestone to 35.1% shooting and holds a second straight foe under 60 points and a third in Carson-Newman's last 4 games. So the zone does the job, and Carson-Newman gets on the glass to boot. 41-17, the rebounding edge. This was a game coming in. Carson-Newman was top 10 in the country in rebounding margin. Limestone was bottom 4 in the country in rebounding margin, and that bore out today. Carson-Newman shot 54% from the field, and it's the Eagles who had a 13-5 advantage in terms of second chance points. Carson-Newman scored on all but one of its offensive rebounds. So when the Eagles crashed the offensive glass, the success was there for Carson-Newman in this game. Bryant Thomas, Tyler Bowens each lead the way in that regard. They had 7 boards apiece, while Monty Johal guided Carson-Newman with 15 points, all in the first half. Bryant Thomas had 13, 11 of which came after halftime. Luke Brennigan had 12, 10 of which came after halftime. And Ben Beaker added in 10 points in 8 foul-plagued minutes on a perfect 5 of 5 night from the field. Great balance for Carson-Newman offensively. And the reigning Tennessee Sports Writers Association State Player of the Week, Ren Dyer, just had 6, but others step up for Carson-Newman on the day. Monty Johal was that in the first half. Luke Brennigan and Bryant Thomas were that in the second half for Carson-Newman in this 74-56 win over the Limestone Saints. Time now to choose our AEC electrifying play of the game. It has to go to Bryant Thomas. Early in the second half, he had a steal at the head of the key, raced 75 feet the other way and threw it down with the right hand on the break. Bryant Thomas's jam is our AEC electrifying play of the day. Make the right call for energy efficiency and score big savings today. Contact AEC. They are your trusted energy partner. AEC, powering the Carson-Newman Eagles, Mossy Creek, and your life. After all, you're not just a utility customer. You are a co-op member. Carson-Newman does the job here on the road. A 6th consecutive road win for Carson-Newman means that the Eagles have won 6 straight road games for just the second time this century. The longest stretch, 8 in a row away from Holt Fieldhouse. That was by that Sweet 16 team from 2001-2002, and then the 02-03 team had a couple to start that season before falling, I believe it was to USC Aiken, if my memory serves me correctly. So Carson-Newman in rarefied air here, winning 6 consecutive games away from Holt Fieldhouse, and it will be interesting to see if that figure still is 10th nationally at the end of this week's action, or if it, in fact, climbs up with another road win here today against the Limestone Saints. This was a tight game early. 6 lead changes, 3 ties in the first 10 minutes of the game. And then Carson-Newman broke things open with an 8-0 run. There'd be 4 8-0 runs or greater on the day for Carson-Newman. A 12-0 spurt early in the second half, what turned the game on its head. Chuck Benson to the table when we come back. His comments with the Domino's postgame report continues after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
At Aramark, this year we go back to our foundation. At Aramark, we are great food and great service with great guests. That is the Aramark way. From coffee at Maples to sandwiches in Stokely, Aramark is here to produce high-quality food for you. A foundation of fresh food, a foundation of speedy service, and a foundation that's built for you, now and for the future. That is the Aramark way.
Miss out on tonight's postgame interviews? Check cneagles.com for stats, recaps, and videos from tonight's games. We close out the Domino's postgame report in 60 seconds on the Eagle Sports Network.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
All right, back on the Domino's postgame report as Carson-Newman picks up a 74-56 win over the Limestone Saints inside the hothouse that is the Timken Center. Sat next to me is a man that genuinely called his wife because he couldn't figure out how to turn off Flow Sports when a stream was over. Chuck Benson, a man that also doesn't yet have his AARP card. Those two things that don't line up.
Cal, what I do have is an internal temperature of 110.
It is warm in here. If you'll notice, I still am in the T-shirt without the suit jacket on.
Yeah.
Played a role. A slick floor. And granted,
absolutely.
We've seen some slick floors in Holt, too. But impacted turnovers, impacted ball control.
Yeah.
But your team battled through it. What did you see on the road for a 6th consecutive road win, the 10th longest active streak in the country?
I loved our follow-through with our requests. I mean, I made a big deal to our guys about a few things, and they honored those. There were some really game-specific things for how we were going to defend them that our guys executed at an elite level. And that we talk about that in terms of alignment. When our players and our coaches can do their jobs and they work off of each other and work together, then we're in alignment and good things can happen. And you saw that on the defense side of the ball today for sure.
Offensively, it felt like somebody different at every turn. Monty Johal goes off for 15 in the first half and then only took one shot after halftime.
Yep.
And while he wasn't taking shots, Luke Brennigan goes off for 10 second-half points, Bryant Thomas for 11. How does that happen? Is that just the nature of this team?
Absolutely, and I think our guys trust each other a great deal. Our coaches trust our players and to make decisions, and the defense sort of tells you who's getting shots. Monty had the hot hand, and we addressed that at half. So he might come out the second half and have an equal hot hand, but that's not gonna define the half. We've got to have a balance and a willingness for everybody to add value, and that's what happened. And there were so many guys that sort of, if you look at the box, a fan may not understand, but like for us, we thought Josh Butts had a great game for us. We thought Cam McElhaney had a great first half for us. We thought Ben Beaker, again, just really efficient play. There's three guys that won't get mentioned, but our team and our staff knows what those three guys did to help us today in a big-time way.
This was a game that featured Carson-Newman, a team that's top 10 in the country in rebounding margin, and a team in Limestone that was bottom 5 in the country in rebounding margin. Rebounding margin on display, plus 14, and you scored off of all but one of your offensive rebounds. Actually outscored Limestone 13-5 in terms of second chance points against a team that only shot 35% from the field. It just happened naturally. Was it a point of emphasis? Breakdown.
It was absolutely a point of emphasis. We wanted to make sure we did a great job on the boards. That's something that we can sort of control to a certain degree, and our guys were really intentional about going, and the results are what they are. I mean, 13-5 second chance. On the road, of course, it's hard sometimes to find baskets, and we had told our guys point blank, hey, they defend in a unique way, a tough way. Scores won't come easy. You're gonna have to deal with some adversity to get them, and one way we can balance that out is to do a good job on the glass, and our guys did that. Kev,
go on.
I am on fire right now.
Well, that's your.
I can't even explain this. How hot I really am. My ears are sweating. I'm gonna give you one ear because I'm about to die right here.
That's your fault for wearing a black hoodie. If you still wore a suit, you'd be able to
never
take that suit jacket off.
Never. I couldn't imagine more layered up with a wool suit right now and surviving than I. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm about to overcome.
You're not poised right now. It's okay.
I'm so hot.
You went on 4 8-0 runs or greater and held Limestone without scoring for 4 minutes. Is that just execution of the defense and the offense?
Yeah, our guys did a good job defensively. That's all there is to it. They've got some talent. We knew they were going to make some runs because they're not going to lay down. Kyle Perry's team got a lot of fight in them. We expected that, but our guys, took punches and then counterpunched. So, again, I can't say enough good about this being the start for us in conference play now in the new Mountain Division, and we needed to come down here and learn something about ourselves, and we did. We really did, especially after that really difficult our last game was Columbus, where I thought we did some really good things defensively that game, but it just wasn't too many turnovers. We resolved some issues and got some questions answered, and we'll make that 3-hour drive back tonight and feel really good about this trip.
Aside from the commonality of just straight up executing, do those scoring spurts have any similarities between one another?
Before I really made a clear statement, I'd like to watch the tape to see, but that's the nature of the game. When a shot goes out of somebody's hand, there's a chance it goes in, and we sort of had that lead, and when teams are behind like that and they really can't easily make up the difference, they start sort of just playing free and easy, and I sensed that a little bit there late in that second. I told our guys in maybe the 8-minute timeout that I think these guys are I can see a little bit of frustration and not I don't even say quit, but they just weren't as zesty in taking care of the things that they needed to take care of, and I felt like I thought we could build on where we were at.
Turn your attention to a UVA Wise team who is much improved.
Yep.
Gave Tusculum everything that it wanted on the road, ended up falling by 3 at Pioneer Arena. Tonight, what do you have to do to get ready for Blake Mellinger's Highland Cavalier group on Saturday?
Well, they are much improved. Their roster is sound. Their scheme's solid. And they're very hungry. So we know that they're going to come to Holt ready to do battle. And the good thing about it, man, we are too. We're not fat, sassy, and happy by any means. Now that finals are over and our guys have done very well in the classroom, we're able to really lock into just enhancing our relationship, spending time together, and continue to grow and evolve the team. And so we'll be ready to come. We'll be ready to come Saturday.
All right. Before we go, I don't care how hot it is in here. We've got, this is from Sugar Daddies. There's a food truck outside the Timken Center. This is a red velvet.
No, it's the remains of a red velvet cheesecake funnel cake that Michael Wattrang and I have picked at over the last 4 hours. And I need a Chuck Benson bite before we go. Go ahead. I know you're not getting the full effect because it's not warm. It doesn't matter.
Listen to that chewing.
It's incredible. That's the best funnel cake I've ever put in my mouth.
Genuine, I'd agree. And you didn't even get the. I brought it up to you, and you wouldn't take a bite.
Oh my gosh, it gets better.
Isn't that ridiculous? Fat Daddies with a Z, food truck here in Gaffney.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what.
It's something serious.
I've never had a red velvet funnel cake topped with cheesecake, but now that right there is it.
All right, enjoy your diabetic coma. Chuck, pleasure as always. Congrats on a big road win over the Saints.
Thanks, Gabby.
That is Carson-Newman Headman's basketball coach, Chuck Benson. Quickly around the South Atlantic Conferences, Chuck wipes the sweat off of his earmuffs. All games are final. Newberry picks up a win over Anderson at home, 62-53. Vondavian McCollum, big double-double, 21 points, 14 boards. Catawba winners, we think, 74-71 over Coker. There are no live stats. There was no score bug on the broadcast. The one camera was literally an iPad sitting on a tripod under one of the baskets. But that's what we think happened. And Tusculum holds on against Wise 64-61. That we know for sure happened. The final score from inside the Timken Center. Carson-Newman gets the job done over the Saints, 74-56, at a place where we always see good hospitality from Mike Ferris and Ernest Myers and his crew. For Skip Roberts back inside the studios, I'm Adam Cavalier. Thanks for joining us. Eagles win it in the hot house, 74-56 over the Saints. This is the Eagle Sports Network.
You've been listening to the Domino's Post-Game Report on the Eagle Sports Network. Today's game has been brought to you in part by Appalachian Electric Cooperative. We're AEC, powering the Eagles and Mossy Creek. By Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles. By the Eagle Club, the family of Eagles. By Pepsi, that's what I like. By Magaha Electric, providing quality electrical services and products to East Tennessee for more than 40 years. By InterDigital, IT support and marketing, laser focused on your success. By the Bible Insurance Agency, the agency that service built. By Aramark, a foundation of fresh food and speedy service. By Lisa's Country Kitchen, the best food for the best prices. By the Tennessee National Guard, a generation of volunteers. By Food City, value every day. By Tri-Light, dream big with Gig. By Quality Suites of Morristown, an official hotel of the Carson-Newman Eagles. And by ShopCNEagles.com, the official online store of the Carson-Newman Eagles. The executive producer of the Eagle Sports Network is Matt Pope. Producers Adam Cavalier, Michael Wattrang, Ian Johnson, Andrew Drizzy Rogers, Caitlin Jones, and Danny Wizarek. I'm staff announcer Ernie Anderson. A special thanks to Carson-Newman and University President Dr. Charles A. Fowler. Stay tuned to these stations for information on our next presentation of Carson-Newman basketball. In the meantime, visit cneagles.com for recaps, highlights, and interviews from today's game.
This is the Eagle Sports Network.